Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Topical steroid withdrawal, TSW, is something that really gets my goat. It really makes me angry. Now, I'm a pretty calm, collected person, but there's something about TSW that really frustrates me. It really annoys me, mainly because it is so avoidable. And also, the people that experience TSW, they go through this realization that it could have been avoided. It's not something that is just a lifestyle created phenomenon. You know, like heart disease or diabetes, these things, yes, we do have the control over those diseases, and maybe we did things with our lives that caused us to get those diseases, but with TSW, it's specifically one drug, it's one thing that we were using that caused us to go into this spate, sometimes an extended phase of really horrible detoxification symptoms. For those of you who have had TSW or are going through TSW right now, you know how horrible it is. It's like that additional kick when you're down, except it's 10 times worse than that. It's like you're already down and then somebody comes along with a baseball bat and just finishes you off, launches a sustained attack on you that doesn't seem to ever end. It's just a horrible thing, and I've been through some TSW. I only used steroids for less than a year. It was a few months, and I still experienced TSW, and that's just one of my biggest bugbears with it. You don't need to have used many steroids, topical steroids in the past to experience some TSW, and it's not like it's a rare side effect. You know, sometimes you get a drug and you read the packet and there's a side effect on there just in case. This thing is common as. There's ITSAN, a massive organization that's set up specifically for this. It's something that I come across so regularly as a skin health coach. People going through TSW. It defies me that with the prevalence of topical steroid withdrawal out there, this stuff is still being prescribed without a second thought. One of the reasons why topical steroid withdrawal is so much worse than just having eczema is the residue from these steroids really buries itself deep within our bodies. It buries itself within fatty tissues, or I should say the body deems this stuff as dangerous enough to deep store away into fatty tissue areas of the body so that it's not kept anywhere near the heart or the brain or anywhere that is really important, because the body instinctively knows the toxicity of this residue, and it's really hard to detoxify from. That's the thing. It can be a really sustained, lengthy, painful process to detoxify from the residue from using steroids. It doesn't burn clean at all in the body. There are some drugs that are pretty toxic, and then there's steroids, which just seems to be extremely toxic to the point where you can spend years going through TSW. The prevalence of TSW has done very little to stem the flow of prescriptions coming out of doctors' offices and dermatologists. I can't believe that we are still at a point where this is the go-to. This is still the go-to for dermos and doctors who are dealing with people with a little bit of eczema on their skin. Why are we not exploring the natural routes first? Why are we using such potentially harmful drugs to treat these conditions? And people talk about overuse. People say TSW only happens when people overuse the drugs. But what about somebody in my own position who only used it for a few months? Or I've had people only use steroids for a few weeks and skin got better, but then got way worse. We talk about the before and after. What about the after? That's the situation. That's what we're dealing with. And in my years of doing this, I can only conclude that overuse of steroids is actually just use of steroids. And unless in the very rare circumstance your condition is actually threatening your life. So look, I didn't want this video just to be completely doom and gloom. Somebody asked me to make a video about the roller coaster that is TSW. Many of us have gone the ups and downs, and you know, we don't really want to dwell on this stuff. But there is a path out of this. I mean, I got out of it, and so many other people I know now got out of it, and that is so inspiring to me. This is a man called Matt Hess, and some of you may have interacted with him in the eczema healing community, and his story was recently run by the Daily Mail, and you can see his skin here before and after, and he tells a little bit in this article about his story with TSW. And I spent months in consultation with Matt and others in his situation, and you know what we can confirm is that there is a way out of topical steroid usage safely. TSW is a dark place to be, but there's definitely a healthy light at the end of the tunnel. And you know what, TSW survivors, they do move to this inspiring place along their journeys. They become really mentally strong people that you actually want to hang out with. They often find that their health is better than it's ever been, even before they started using steroids. So if you're in this TSW situation and you're wondering what the first thing is that you can do, well, my number one golden rule is to wean yourself off slowly. The cold turkey approach, I like it. I'm a cold turkey kind of guy. I like the all-in, let's get it all done approach. However, with steroids, with the strength of these drugs, I don't really see good mental results coming about from people that just completely come off them overnight. I see people going a little bit doolally and really struggling with the fallout, just really struggling with the withdrawal, the detoxification symptoms that occur soon after you come off steroids cold turkey. So take it slow. And then your number two rule is, once you're weaned away from steroids, is don't use steroids. You know, we talk a lot about the lifestyle, dietary factors and all of that on this channel, but really your number two rule after you've weaned off slowly from steroids is don't use steroids. Don't get back into that place where you're reliant on those just to give you a feeling of peace or happiness or enjoying who you are as a person. You want to move towards this place where you're just not reliant on that stuff anymore, and you've got some healthful, positive, health-creating go-tos set up in your life. Remember, you're really not alone in this whole TSW journey. There are hundreds, unfortunately, in your situation going through TSW, and get on ITSAN, have a look. Some of that stuff may be supportive to you. Get on the eczema healing community. Maybe that might be more of a positive, uplifting place. Let us know if you need help coming up with your TSW protocol. We can help you with that. We can coach you through that process, build a plan together. We could probably get that done in one session and get you through this, because you don't need to be lurking in the dark as if there's no light at the end of the tunnel. There definitely is. There's a path out of this. Please get in touch. Please seek out the support that you need if you need support. Don't try and do this on your own. I've been there and I like to soldier through on my own as much as I can, and that's great. It's nice to be independent, but there are people willing to help you, and in fact there are quite a lot of us that are willing to help you. Get on the social media, get on the group. Surround yourself with positive people that inspire you to make the changes that you know you need to make. I'll see you in the next video.